What's up, guys? Welcome back to Spilling Wine with Kelly is Lit. Today I have Zach from the Journey podcast. Hi.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, of course.
I've been wanting to collab for a while.
Yeah.
And then you followed me, and I was like, oh my God, what?
Yeah, no, because I saw you did with John.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I think I first saw you, and then, I looked into your stuff, so I was like, yeah, of course.
Your podcast is so cool.
Thank you.
I love it.
I appreciate it.
And you guys just celebrated 4 years, right?
So it started in 2020. I started it by myself in 2020, and I was looking for a producer because I didn't understand cameras. I didn't understand anything. So I hit up Jake. Jake is like a childhood friend of mine. Like we were in third grade together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I was the quarterback. He was the center.
No way.
Yeah. So it's
Oh my God.
it's funny. But then we went our separate ways. He went to play college football. I played college basketball. And it's really crazy. I'll try to condense it. But I was in Texas playing college basketball. I got hurt, so I was out for the season. And one day I'm scrolling Instagram, and Jake posts a story of a podcast with Modson and Mike. And I've never watched a podcast a day in my life. So this is 2020 at the time. So I swipe up on his story because we still followed each other. And I was like, yo, what is this? He's like, yo, it's this podcast with Mike Stud. That used to be his name. And he's like, watch it. And I fell in love with it. Like, I fell in love with podcasting. I was like, this is the coolest shit ever. So I was like, I want to start a podcast. So from Jake's story, I had the idea, I want to start a podcast.
Okay.
Then I hit him up because I see he understands cameras. I'm like, yo, do you want to produce my podcast? And he was like, no, I can't do that. I'm trying to work on my own thing right now. And like, money would be weird because like I want to give you the friend discount, but I also need to make money. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Do you want to be a guest on episode 3? So Jake was a guest on episode 3,
wow.
and that like rekindled our friendship.
So you started it completely by yourself?
Yeah.
And what did you talk about? Like, what was your first episode?
I had my boy who plays professional basketball. So it was like I was like a college basketball guy. So I was like thinking about getting athletes, and it was like the journey of life through like athletics and like ups and downs and that type of stuff. So Jake was a college football player, and he went to junior college. I went to junior college, and we had a 2-hour conversation in my backyard in 100-degree weather, sweating, one wide shot.
Oh my God.
It rekindled our friendship. So I periodically had him come on as like an honorary co-host, and then I quit it for 6 months, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore because nothing was working. But I didn't understand anything. I wasn't even on TikTok at the time. And in 2022, I was like, yo, I'm going to give this thing one more chance. I'm going to teach me how to edit, and I'm going to post on TikTok 4 times a day, every day until this shit works. So I posted for 8 months, 4 times a day. And in November of 2022, we had our first viral clip. It was like 600,000 views.
But you didn't post for that whole 2 years. You took a complete break.
Like 6 months. Yeah, I didn't post a thing. No episodes, nothing. Yeah, nothing. It was like during my college basketball season.
And he was already doing film.
Yeah. He was like into like learning the camera and doing filmmaking. He was doing like little short films. He was doing like videos for people, for clients and stuff like that. So that's literally how it started. And then when he saw for the first time that his face got over 100,000 views overnight, he was like, this is a real thing. So I was like, and then I just know that like with him, I would go much further with him than me trying to do it by myself.
Exactly.
So I literally gave him, I was like, yo, do you want to go 50-50 on this thing? So
where did his following come from? Was it from the podcast?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, literally. So we did November 2022, we came together, first official co-host. I think it was around episode 43.
Oh, wow.
And now we're at episode like 133. And
something crazy like that.
Yeah. So that's literally how it started.
God.
So realistically, we're pulling up on 2 years together.
Okay.
As like a whole.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I see you guys everywhere. Like literally every video on my TikTok. I'm like, you guys are doing great.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's crazy. And then you said John came on later.
Yeah. John reached out. I think John reached out to me on TikTok, and I saw one of his podcast clips on, who was it? He's like the comedian. He the Spanish dude wears a Yankee hat. Kevin. And he was like, yo, I want to do this. And I was like, yo, I want to do this. And he was like, yo, do you want to go 50-50 on this thing? So I literally gave him, I was like, yo, do you want to go 50-50 on this thing? So I literally gave him 4 times a day, every day until this shit works. So I posted for 8 months, 4 times a day. And then you followed me, and I was like, yo, I'm going to give this thing one more chance. I'm going to produce my podcast. And John was talking about the construction and how his dad didn't want him to do that, to pursue clothes. And I thought it was a really cool clip. And then John just happened to reach out on TikTok randomly and was like, yo, like, I think, we could shoot a dope pod. So I was like, yeah, of course. So he came on, John was episode 49 or episode 50.
That's crazy that you remember that, first of all.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, I told you, I have like OCD with everything.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm just very like,
that's good
dialed
though.
in with it.
That's
yeah,
how you're
of course.
successful with it.
But yeah, so John was like episode 50. Then he came on again. We did another one, like probably 30 episodes later. Then he did, then we did one with West Bay and Staten Island.
He's so talented.
Yeah, West Bay's dope.
He's great.
Yeah, so, and then after that, we were like kind of in like a lull and we're like, we need to switch up, whatever. And then John had asked, he was like, yo, like, do you think, we could do more? Like, I could be like an honorary co-host. I can interview with you guys. I was like, yeah, I love that idea. So I talked to Jake and we are like, yeah, let's do it. So then we kind of brought John on. And then our first, it's just crazy.
He's
the universe.
Amazing.
Yeah. But
he's great.
The first episode we did with all three of us, the night we filmed it was a 2-year anniversary from when John first came on the podcast. The same exact date, February 9th.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And where did the mental health idea come from?
Mental health for us was never like the plan. It really started as two guys just like bro therapy.
Yeah.
And we knew we had to separate ourselves. And, you see a lot of people on the internet and they want to paint a facade and fake it and act cool. We were like, fuck it. Like, we're just going to show our true colors. We're just going to be us.
Yeah.
So like, if a girl broke up with me, I'm going to talk about that. Like, if I'm feeling fucked up mentally, I'm going to talk about that. And Jake felt the same way. So that's where it started. And then we kind of dove into the self-help mental health space because we saw, one, there's a huge need for it in the world. And two, there's not many men speaking about it the way that we speak about it, how open and how vulnerable we are. So that's really how it came. And then, and then I just started to like tap more into it because it just started with like a lot of self-awareness, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like having the podcast affects your dating life? Because it definitely does for me.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's hard because if you are dating someone, right? For us, I like to be super open. So I almost want to talk about the shit that I'm going through. But now if the girl is watching the podcast, now I'm not saying the names, but like she may not appreciate how I'm doing that.
Exactly.
Even with my ex-girlfriend, I didn't speak to her for like over 2 years, and we just started like speaking again, just like cool, just checking in. And but I like when she broke up with me, I had a bunch of clips where I was talking about her.
Yeah.
Like first time she broke my heart, like we dated for 3 years, we never said I love you once.
Oh my God. Yeah. Why?
Long story, but but yeah, but like we didn't, but she saw them, so she was like, she even told me, she was like, I feel like I didn't get to defend myself, because like I guess she's reading the comments or something like that, and like, but I didn't badmouth her at all. So I definitely think it affects dating. It's hard. It's certainly hard, or especially like if you're maybe talking to someone but it's not that serious. So maybe you're talking to a few other people, but and then now they're questioning like, wait, who are you talking about? Is it me or is it, So.
And it's like they feel like they already know you just from watching the clips.
I know.
It's like they make assumptions and shit.
I know.
But I saw Jake's clip where he said something about like you don't really love someone. Like love is like a switch, someone turns it on.
Yeah, the one you
but
put
then
on your story the other day.
Yeah. Do you believe that? Like, do you believe that you could actually love someone?
I don't know. Love is really weird. And that's why, like, I don't know if I've ever truly been like in love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always kind of ran away from love, but also like felt so needing of it because like I lost my mom when I was like 12.
I saw that. I'm sorry.
Thank you. So I don't know, when you like, I guess it affected me. I don't maybe fully understand it, or maybe I have to talk to a therapist or talk to a psychologist about why. But I guess just as like a male, right, like a kid, when you lose like that motherly love, that motherly figure, and you don't have that, I feel like obviously it's a different type of love than dating,
right?
But it's still
like,
that feminine energy,
exactly.
that feminine love that you're like almost like yearning for, you're like chasing for it. And I felt like I never had it.
Yeah.
And then I always like, I got like broken up with a lot, like dating high school, right? Because like I was just always nice and stuff like that. And I think for me it was very hard to like, because everything like I ever loved like left, you know, whether it was like from death or from someone that I was dating. So for me it was like I almost like I kind of like don't believe in love.
Me either.
At times, you know, but I feel like you have to like choose love. I feel like love is more of a choice than a feeling.
It is.
Because like you're not going to love the person 100% of the time every single day, and they're not going to do that for you. So like there's going to be days where I have to pick up your slack, or I'm going to love you more than you love me. And I don't think that fits into the realm or like the societal standard of like love, of this fairy tale Disney, you know, notebook love. I don't know if that truly exists. I think for some people maybe, but I think it's more of a choice and a decision that you choose to live a life with a person because you want to be with them. And love isn't going to be in the, you know, it's not going to be in the relationship every single day. And I think people are expecting that, you know, because of how nice the honeymoon phase is and, you know, the first 3 months, the first 6 months. But like what happens 3 years down the road when you guys have kind of done everything?
Exactly.
How do you keep that spark alive? And I think that's where people think they're not in love anymore, or love isn't real. But it's like you have to choose that. And
that's when it becomes a choice. Yep.
Yes.
I feel like I don't really believe in love because I feel like for me, love has always been so temporary. And the Bible literally says love never fails. So if it fails, it wasn't love. So it's like, have I ever been in love? Have I ever loved somebody that I just don't love anymore?
Yeah. I also think we do a bad job of putting love and possession together all the time.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to have something in your possession to love it. You can love things from afar, you know, or you can appreciate what that love was at a certain point in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we think like, oh, because like they're not in my life anymore, like I don't love them, I don't care about them. Like if it's really someone that you spent years with of your life and you guys have shared moments and made, you know, created experiences that you'll never forget, you're always going to think about that person. You know, you're always going to have a soft spot in your heart. You're always going to want the best for them. So I think that is a version of love, but they don't have to be in your life anymore. So I think once people walk out of our life, we're like, oh, it wasn't love. But it's like at that point, maybe it was, you know, maybe you did feel that way about them, and you'll always have that feeling for them. But it's definitely not going to be as strong. Yeah.
It's just a weird concept, honestly.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And especially now, you know, like we're young and like in our 20s, and it's like,
but then you see everyone getting married and everyone having babies and everyone getting engaged, and it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, but I don't look at, like, I think people that do that, I don't know, because I'm 27 now, and I have a bunch of friends that are all getting married, that are having kids, that are in 3 or 4 year relationships, or are with their high school sweethearts. And if you're happy, like, kudos to you.
Yeah.
But to me, I think majority of people are settling. Majority of people are settling in relationships, and they don't actually want to be with that person for the rest of their life. If they had a choice, like, if you could actually pick the girl of your dreams or the man of your dreams, is the person you're with right now that?
Probably not.
So it's like, yeah, they look happy because there's a picture and a video on Instagram and everyone's like, congratulations, and it's the right thing to do in society because our parents got married around this age and had kids at this age, so everyone thinks this is what you need to do. But I don't know. I don't want to do a divorce. I don't want to do, you know, co-parenting. So I'm not gonna settle for the girl. Like, I want the girl that I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. Like, it has to be right.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be right. And I'm not in a rush to figure that out.
And you said on one episode, what's the perfect girl if it's not the perfect time? So do you believe that mental health really is a factor when it comes to relationships? Like, if you meet the perfect person, but you're not in the right state of mind, do you feel like you can adjust to become the better version of yourself? Or do you feel like you're just keeping your walls up?
I think your mental health and like your self happiness and the way you view yourself, it 100% affects your relationships and your dating life and whether the right person. Because I remember that lyric so vividly when Big Sean said it when I first heard it, because I don't know, maybe in the time of 10th grade, the girl that I loved broke up with me, and I was like, maybe it wasn't the right time. Like, she felt like the perfect girl, but it wasn't the right time. I'm not in a position right now where even if like the perfect girl came into my life right now, I'm not in a position to be the man that I want to be, or I'm really not even in the position to attract the type of woman that I do really want. Like, there's so many things that I need to figure out with myself and work out, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, to be able to put myself in a position to attract the woman that I really do want. So there's times in your life, I feel, where, maybe the right girl might come in. She might come in for that period of your life, and it feels right.
And you're just going to say, no, I'm not ready?
That's like the dilemma. Like, it's hard because I'm going to sit there and be like, damn, like, I am kind of lonely. It is nice to have a girl. It is, it feels right in the moment. But I just like to tell myself, I'm like, well, what type of woman could I attract if I was like the best version of myself?
Yeah.
So I want to, it's like, I'm trying not to date right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, because I just got out of something, not too long ago, and it was like, it fucked me up mentally, and it took me away from my shit. Yeah. And I'm just at a point now, I can't have distractions. And it really, like, having a partner that isn't going to be your soulmate and you're not going to spend the rest of your life with them right now, it's pointless. It's a distraction. Yeah. Yep. It's very, it's instant gratification. It's instant satisfaction. It's, raising your dopamine. It's shutting you off from your current reality because it feels good. Yeah, of course. It's so much better to lay up with a girl, have a few drinks, go out to dinner, watch a movie at night, than just sit in your bed alone with your thoughts, fucking mad at the world because you're not happy with your life and you're trying to overthink everything. Yeah, and that's majority of my nights. But, like, I know that's going to string me along further than me creating a fake reality just to feel good in the moment and then wake up the next morning late and not get my shit done because we're laid up in the bed. Like, I can't do that right now. And that's why I think it's super important to have a partner that is going to push you and that sees your vision just as much as you see theirs. There's a lot of times, like, we get in a relationship with someone and we don't even have that conversation. And we don't talk about, like, do you see my vision? Do you believe in me? Like, are you going to trust me? Or is it always going to be a headache and an argument and a confrontation because you don't trust me because I'm going out doing business and you think I'm fucking around, but you think I'm fucking around because your last boyfriend was a cheater and now you're bringing that trauma to this relationship. So it's like, I don't have the headspace for that. So I can't do that right now. So if you're not going to add to my life, like, you can't be in my life.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand the whole aspect of social media. They're like, oh, you're attention seeking. You're trying to attract all these people. And it's like, no, like, this is a business.
Yes.
And we run podcasts. Like, this shit is so time consuming, like constantly editing, posting on social media. Like, we don't even have time to just be casually dating.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's subjective to who you are and like what your needs are. Some people they need someone. We all have those people that they're always in a relationship. Oh my God, they're always talking to someone. They just need someone around. But that's a mental health problem. That's not
those are insecurities.
Yeah, that's you trying to make up for what you're lacking in your own life, and you're trying to have someone fill that void. So, like, the people that always need to be talking to someone, always need to be in a relationship, like, the only relationship you need to work on right now is with yourself. That, like, when you're feeling the need to be with someone or always be talking to someone and always have your mind stimulated by someone, that's a key sign to go and sit with yourself and, like, figure it out and journal and meditate and read. And I'm stuck in between the two. Whether I love, like, there's part of me that, like, loves the self-help shit and the self-love and, like, that like, personal development journey. And then there's part of me that, like, I think a lot of it is bullshit. And after my heartbreak, right? I dove deep into it. I read a bunch of books. I was meditating. And I did feel better. But it gets to a point where like you can't rely on that. I think like men especially, like they dive into this thing, like this monk mode thing where they go ghost and they're just meditating all day and they're reading and they're doing this, but then you lose the social aspect of your life. You know, you don't go out, you're not having friends. Like you still have to have that aspect of your life to apply those things that you learned when you were by yourself and you spent that alone time. And now you have to apply it to your life because you grew as a person. But people fall into that like mental health, self-help shit into a toxic space.
Yeah.
Where they like forget that the world still exists, you know? So I think you have to find a balance.
Yeah, there definitely has to be a balance because some people, they use their friends as a distraction, like going out drinking, and that's like regression too.
Yeah.
But you said something on one of your episodes, when people say that you're doing so good in life, but then you look in the mirror and feel like you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
I relate to that so much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
It is hard, especially on social media where people see you doing good and they're like, oh, wow, I'm so proud of you. You're like, you're chasing your dreams. But it's like, if social media wasn't a thing, like, what would I even be doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's that was like my most viral clip ever. I think for us it got 11 million views, but
that's insane.
So many other pages posted it and they all did like 10 million views. So
wow.
That clip has over, like on the internet, not from my page, but just from other pages that posted it, I think we counted like 155 million views.
Oh my God.
And I don't even remember, like usually after an episode, like I'm so like, I'll remember like different points in this episode. Like, all right, I'm going to go grab this. I didn't even think that was that good of a clip. Like, I remember making that clip and I was like, it was cool.
It's always the ones that you least expect that go viral.
And then
it's
I posted
crazy.
it, but that's like literally how I was feeling because people go on my TikTok. There's 312,000 followers. There's, this. I'm interviewing these people. We're in LA. We're in Miami. So Instagram, social media, it's a highlight tape. So it looks like I'm doing really well. And I am doing really well. But I'm not happy with where I'm at, because I know where this thing could go. I know where my life could be. I know the things that I want in life that is going to make me happy, that I really, I want to experience.
Exactly.
And I'm not there. So it is hard. Like everyone is telling me every time I see people, it's all love.
Yeah.
Because we're not those like red pill, like asshole guys that come off like dicks. Like like girls like us, guys like us, older people like us, younger people look up to it, so we have a diverse following that people can really, like, this is really us. Like us on the camera, like that's who we are.
Yeah.
If you hang out with me and Jake, like that's us on camera. We're the same people. We'll have the same conversations and we're a little more like funny and playful off camera, of course.
Yeah.
But so yeah, everywhere I go, it's always like, yo, you're doing so, I'm so proud of you. Yo, thank you. Like you helped me get through this. I get you saved my life or you helped me through.
That's so nice.
But like, it's fucked up because like, it doesn't do anything. You would think it does. It doesn't do anything. I'm not saying that to be an asshole, but like, I'm just like personally. But
nobody's there to help you. Is that how you feel?
Yeah. A lot of the times. Yeah. I feel like I'm a person that always puts other people before me. I'm always trying to help other people. I'll sacrifice my happiness to make someone else happy. And, you do that for a long enough period of time, it's draining because I don't feel like people are helping me as much as they could. I don't think, like, how many times do people like actually come in and check in on me?
Exactly.
Because there's a persona like, oh, Zach must be doing well.
I hate that because they see you posting on social media.
Yes.
But then if you disappeared, they're like, oh shit, where's Zach?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Yeah.
That's the annoying part.
Yeah.
Because they forget to check up on you.
Yeah. No, people forget to check up all the time. And I've done a poor job of that as well, where I could put my pride aside and reach out to this person and just check in on them. It takes 5 seconds to send a text.
Yeah.
And you don't know what that text can do to that person in that day, So I've been trying to become more self-aware of doing that and put more emphasis on that. And I did it not too long ago, maybe a week or two ago. And I just knew someone was like kind of dealing, we haven't spoke, and I reached out and, I sent a nice message and I got back like a selfie, like in tears, like, wow, I needed to hear this from you today. Like, you don't know how much this means.
Aww.
And that little bit of effort. It took me five seconds to type up a nice message and just send it. Yo, I'm thinking of you. I hope you're doing okay. If you need anything, I'm here. And we don't do that with our friends. We don't do that with our friends enough. You know, we're so consumed with our own lives and our own all of our shit, and we're just so worried about us. And yes, there's part of you that has to do that, but what's a life with no friends and like not a brotherhood or a sisterhood? That's not a life. Like the only thing that we're gonna remember when we're older is like the times shared with our loved ones, with the people closest to us. So if that is a person in your life and you know they might be dealing, or maybe you haven't spoke, just reach out. Like, you know, like put your pride aside. You be the one to initiate it, because maybe they've been thinking the same thing, but you can sit there and say, like, I did everything I could to salvage this relationship, or just let them know, like, I'm here for you.
Yeah. And they say that people come onto your mind for a reason. Like, if they pop into your mind, they might be needing a message from you.
It is weird that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you believe in like that, like telepathic shit?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Like, I'll have a dream about something and then it'll happen. Or like, I'll have a dream about somebody and I'll wake up and they'll text me. Yeah. Like, it's so fucking weird.
Yeah, it's happened to me a bunch.
Yeah.
It's happened to me a bunch.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because you can look at, like, there's people, I'm sure there's a bunch of people in the world, right? Like, they could think of that or even hear that right now, and they're like, oh, that's bullshit. That doesn't real. Or you could look at it like we will look at it like, yo, that's a sign. That's the universe. That's God. Whatever you believe in. And I don't know. I just think it's so much better to, like, live life that way.
Yeah.
And look at everything as a sign, as a you know, a fucking... in The Alchemist, they called it omens. Like that was my first self-help book that like changed my perspective, and it's called an omen. And there's all these things, like when bad shit happens or something happens in your life, there's an omen that if you are living in that perspective and in that mindset, you will notice them. But the people that are stubborn and ignorant to it, they won't even notice them. But like sometimes those signs are it's like the key to open like that next door, because you were aware of it.
Exactly.
And I think there's a lot of people that are just like totally away from that, and then they like wonder why like good shit doesn't happen to them. It's like because you're living in a negative mindset and you're mad at the world all the time, and everything is fucking, you know, bad. And I don't know, there's so much good in the bad that you can take from, and it's hard to see it in the moment, but I think that's the best thing you can do.
I hate people that like sulk in their misery and then they expect like their life to just magically turn around. It's like, you need to put in the work yourself. Like, it's
and you know, misery loves company. So people that are fucked up and people that are mad and people aren't happy in their life, they're gonna try to put that on you.
Yep.
They're going to try to bring their shit onto you if they see you doing good, because it bothers them to see other people doing well, because, you know, there's a form of jealousy, and they're like, why isn't my life good? I mean, you know, I grew up the same way as this person. I had the same opportunities as this person, but they went and did this, and I'm stuck here. So I'm going to try to bring them down with me. And like once you notice those people around you, like, you have to get them out of your life as fast as possible. You have to cut them off. You have to like cold turkey get them away, because negative energy, it's and like just negative frequencies and like people's like vibe and stuff like that, it rubs off, you know. You can take that, you know, and you will feel it. You can literally feel it. Like, there's times, I'm sure you felt it, like you ever like walk into a room and you can just feel the energy in the room. You're like, I don't like it here. Yeah. I feel uncomfortable here. Like I'm getting anxious. Yeah. So I can just see people for who they are. And maybe I'm being a judgmental fuck, but I think like I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I can see through a lot of the bullshit, and I don't like being in those places. Like if I feel uncomfortable somewhere, I'm like, yo, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no.
There's nothing that's good that's going to happen here.
What's your sign?
Aquarius? Yeah, I'm not into that shit. Are you?
A little bit. I know about signs, but Aquarius, that makes sense a little bit.
I was born the day after Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow.
February 15th.
Nice.
What are you?
I'm a Pisces.
That Very is sensitive. March?
Yep. See, you know. Why are you lying? You know a little bit.
Enough. Well, because like I've talked to girls that are into it.
Oh, okay.
And then like, I'm like, is an Aquarius and compatible? You know,
no way.
But like that's the most I know. You know, but I think my ex from high school was a Pisces, because her birthday was like 4 days after mine. But like, there's like a cutoff, right? Like February 19th.
Pisces.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why I knew that. But there's a few that I know. Taurus is like May.
I like Taurus.
Yeah, because like my two best like guy friends are Tauruses, and then my ex, like my real ex that I dated for 3 years, she was also Taurus. So it was weird that like the difference with the men and the
They're
women,
very
I guess.
stubborn.
Yeah.
Very stubborn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I try not to look too deep into that, but I have gone down the rabbit hole, of course, of like, damn, that is that person, or damn, this is kind of me.
Yeah.
But then there's stuff that I'm like, that's not me at all, or that's not that person at all. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Have you ever been ghosted?
Ghosted.
Or have you ever ghosted someone?
Yeah, of course.
How do you feel?
well, both. Like, not just the me. But yeah, no, of course, both.
Do you feel like it's normal? Because every time I say, like, yeah, I ghosted someone, they're like, that's so fucked up. You can't do that.
It is fucked up. It is fucked up. Did you feel good ghosting them? Like, did they do anything for you to give? Did they give you a reason to ghost them? Or you were just over it?
Okay. You want to know a funny story?
Sure.
All right. This man took me on a first date. And he was like, have you ever tried French food? And I was like, no. Like, I've never looked into French food. Like, I don't know what they eat, whatever. He's like, okay, I'm going to take you to this French place. It was literally only French food. This man made me eat chicken liver.
Yeah.
I was scared. And I didn't, like, ghost him. I just, stopped responding. I mean, whatever.
Now, was this a guy that you were talking to for a long period of time? Or it was just like...
It was just like a first date.
Fine.
But that's not bad, right?
No, that's not bad at all.
That's not really...
One date, you didn't like it, you ghost. You don't even know the guy.
Exactly.
I'm talking about when you talk to someone for 3-4 months, right? And you guys are texting, you've gone on dates, and then maybe a new person comes in your life that you're more attracted to or you're more interested in or you wanted them from the jump, and then you just ghost that person that you were just talking to, and now they've invested 3-4 months into you. That's fucked up.
I faked my death before.
That's kind of fucked up too.
Yeah, I was a kid. I was like 16. So
why did you do it?
Because, well, first of all, he was kind of creepy. He was like 19, 20. I was 16. It was long distance. And he was like obsessive, constantly calling me, constantly texting me. And, I was trying to date guys that lived in my area.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have a hard time like cutting things off with people. Like just like the confrontation part of it, like explaining why I don't want to talk to them anymore. It's uncomfortable, is it not?
No, it's certainly uncomfortable. And I do a poor job of that as well. Of even like people that have done me wrong. Like I always give people the benefit of the doubt.
I do silent cutoffs. Like it's just more comfortable for me.
And that's fine. I mean, whatever like makes you feel fine and comfortable in that situation. Like the guy should get the message regardless, if whether you told him or you didn't. I just like I'm a big fan just of like honesty, and like I'll like tell a girl, if you don't want to be with me anymore, like if you really aren't it, like just tell me, you know what I'm saying? Like I can take it, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be all right. Yeah, I might be upset, I might fuck me up for a while, but just I don't want to get played. That's what I don't like. I don't like getting played. I don't like getting strung along. I don't like wasting my time. If you do not see a future with me and you don't want to take this serious anymore, just let me know.
Yeah.
Like just I'm giving you permission to do that. It's not like I'm not going to look at you any different. I would respect you so much more of you just being honest with me than like going behind my back or stringing me along or playing the little games where it's like, you're texting me one word answers and now I'm like, okay, like I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. Yeah, I've ghosted. Nah, not really, kind of.
Yeah, I feel like when you're dating someone, it's different. Like, I've never ghosted somebody that I was, like, actually, like, dating.
Right. I thought that's what you meant. I may have done that once.
I mean, ghosting is ghosting, right? Like, not responding ever again. Like, that's what ghosting is.
Yeah. I guess so, right? And then what about, like, do you still have them on social media?
Yeah.
And then they see you posting?
Yeah.
So then that's like but that's a sign though, like a man that's secure with himself and isn't like an obsessive like weirdo psychopath. It's like, all right, she hasn't answered you for 2 weeks.
Oh, but then they keep texting, like they literally talk to themselves.
Yeah, the most I'll send is 2 messages, like one, you don't answer, give it a couple days, I'll send one more. If you don't answer after that, then that's it. Yeah, that's all you like. No answer is your answer.
Exactly.
And
thank you.
And women will let you, like, that's one thing about guys that they do a poor job of that as well. And that's why I say, like, when I have conversations with girls too, I'm like, guys are fucking weird.
They are.
Guys are weird, and they'll like. It's just such a weird thing. It's like, bro, if the girl's interested in you, like she's gonna let you know. Like, have you ever fucked with a girl that actually liked you, she lets you know.
But it's the same with guys.
No, of course.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying from the man's perspective. Like,
Yeah.
for a girl, like I know, when a girl is like likes you and when she doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, but there's times that like it might take, like some girls are obviously harder to break through to, and it takes them some time to like figure out.
Yeah.
And to know if they really like you. But she's gonna, like, I don't know, if she's consistently talking to you every day, if she's FaceTiming you, if she's telling you her stuff, right? Or she's calling you on her break or whatever, or she's giving you like a quick call before she goes out that night, like she's interested in you. But if she's not doing any of those things ever, you know, and then you're constantly initiating the conversation, it's like, she's probably not that interested. So as the man, what we and myself, you have to do a better job of is like, okay, well, you just match the energy. Don't hit her up, and then you'll see. And then maybe she'll be like, oh, fuck, wait, I did kind of like that guy. You know, and now she'll start initiating, and then that's when you know, and then you're like, okay, now I can find a balance. Yeah. But if you're just constantly like, doing
talking to yourself,
I mean, it's like, what are you doing? You know?
Oh my God. But how do you tell the difference between somebody who's not interested and somebody who's genuinely like struggling mentally and like is withdrawing?
I think they have to be honest with you. I don't think there's a hard way to tell, because I'm literally in that situation right now. Yeah. Like, that's the situation I'm in, but she was honest with me, you know, and she was like, I can't give you the best.
So she's struggling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. She's like, I can't give you the best me right now. And I'm gonna, you know, I think it's best, like, if we just take a little break from talking seriously.
But how do you know if they're lying or not? Because I was just dealing with this too. And it's like, I feel like it's just an excuse at some point. Because
we're still talking.
Okay.
But it's like, and it's also like long distance. So like,
okay.
We're not in person, but I really think I'm a very good judge of character, and I've been wrong, but with this, I don't because I've known her for a while, and I know that she is dealing. Yeah. You know, and I know there are periods of her life where like she is dealing. So like the best thing I can do is just be there for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm cool with that. So, but I think that is I think that's a fucking awful excuse for someone to use, is say like, I'm fucked up mentally right now. I'm depressed. I'm having anxiety. I can't talk to you anymore. I'm not, you know, if you're not doing that and you're just trying, that's what I was saying. Like, just be honest with them. If you don't want to talk to them, just tell them. That's fucked up, because there are people that are actually dealing and are having mental issues and really are struggling, and you're taking that away from them, and you're using other people's pain as an excuse to go fuck around with someone else because you don't want to talk to that person. Like, all you have to do is just tell that person, I'm not interested. Let's not waste each other's time. You're a great person, but I just don't think this is working. It's very simple.
It is.
I don't know. I never feel good like when I lie to someone.
Me either. But so many people lie, especially men.
No, men lie. Men lie.
They do.
Men absolutely lie.
Too much.
Men also lie sometimes to protect the woman.
What do you think about that?
I think depends on the situation.
Depends on the lie?
Yeah, depends on like the severity of it. But I think there's times like, because I've struggled with that. Like, sometimes I talk too much. Sometimes I tell the girl that I'm with or the girl I'm talking to, I tell her too much sometimes. And I think sometimes as a man, you have to not be so open with your woman, because from my experience, women will say like, I want my man to be open. I want my man to be vulnerable. I want my man to tell me how he's feeling, right? And I don't know. Women are feminine, men are masculine. If I'm opening up to you and I'm saying too much sometimes, right, you're subconsciously going to look at me as like a weak man. A woman, a true feminine woman does not want a weak man. And even a woman that isn't super feminine and does have like some independence and like masculine like energy to her, right? She definitely doesn't want this like weak man. And even though she told you she wants you to be more of that guy, I'm telling you, she doesn't. She really doesn't want that. There's a lot of times that like I've been too nice, too open, too vulnerable with someone, and I can tell like they looked at me differently. So I just think like as a man, like sometimes there's things like you just need to bite your tongue with your woman, and maybe you're not lying, but you don't have to talk to her about that. You know, you can go maybe talk to your boys about that, go find a therapist, or maybe just sit with yourself and give it some time. there's a lot of times we speak too quick, that if you would have just gave it 30 minutes, you wouldn't have reacted that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem that men do with women. They'll snap sometimes, or they'll just say exactly how they're feeling. And like one moment can fuck up a whole relationship. One conversation can ruin a relationship. So it's definitely tough, it's tough. And that's why I try, like with arguments with your partner, I think is also like a thing where you can take a cool down period. If you guys are like big, like, yo, take 30 minutes, you go that way, I'll go this way. Now let's come back once we're cooled down and not in the heat of the moment. Because we might say something that is going to affect this relationship forever.
Yeah.
I might say something I don't mean. You might say something you don't mean.
And you're going to bring it up for the next 5 years.
Yes.
I agree with you, but I also feel like going through shit as a man doesn't make you weak. It's how you handle it. Like if you're sitting crying in the corner, like getting drunk with your friends every weekend, that's what makes you weak. But if you can turn around and say, hey, I'm going through this, but I'm going to put a smile on my face and go to work and read the Bible or whatever. Okay, that doesn't make you weak just because you're going through something.
Yeah. No, I think it just depends on the woman. It depends on the situation. Obviously, it's like subjective, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. It's just hard. It's hard to play both sometimes, especially just as the man. Like it's hard to be that nurturing, caring, emotional, vulnerable, soft guy, but then you also have to keep up this masculine energy and be the man of the house and be the leader and do and plan and provide financially, physically, spiritually.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard to play both. So you have to find a balance, but it all comes back to like what we were talking about at the beginning, like finding the right person.
Yep.
That right person, you're not going to have to second guess either of those things.
No.
Like they're going to accept you for like who you are. And like, obviously there's going to be things that you have to change. She's going to have to change to learn to do the things. But then there's also things that like, they're not going to change. That's just who they are. So you can sit there and be pissed off about it or complain about it all the time. But sometimes you just got to accept people for who they are. Like little things, I'm talking about like if your girl, every time she gets ready, the clothes are everywhere. Right. And you don't like that. Or like you go to the bathroom and you leave fucking toothpaste on the sink and she doesn't like that. Little things like that. You can make that a big deal, or you can be just like, yo, that's who they are.
Yeah.
Like I can bring it up once, I can bring it up twice. If they keep doing it, I don't think it's a thing of like they don't respect me anymore. It's just like that's just like a little thing. But if I'm talking about, maybe I don't like the way my girl dresses when she goes out with her girls, it's like if you have a man, maybe don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe respect your man a little bit more. Or like if the guy is going out and doing something that the girl doesn't like, then respect your woman when it comes to that. But like little bullshit, I think we put too much emphasis on and we allow that to affect like dating and relationships and shit.
How do you feel about people ending relationships because of their mental health?
Like,
do you feel like that's a valid excuse to just be like, I can't date anymore, I can't be in a relationship with you anymore?
I think it depends on the situation. If the person that's ending it is ending it because their mental health is not in the right place and they genuinely want to be with that other person that they're telling, and they're telling them because they're trying to do this to save the relationship, I think that's fair. I think there still could be forms of communication or check-ins, and there could be like, I just need some time. Like, I want to be with you. Like, give that other person reassurance and let them know, like, I want to be with you. I'm not talking to anyone else, and I just need some time. I think that's somewhat valid, but I think if you're just doing it just to say that, or like you're ending it, but like you don't even want to be with that person, then you don't want to be with that person.
I feel like if you really want to be with someone, though, you're going to make it work. Regardless.
No, I think that too. And I believe that. I believe that. But I do think like sometimes like breaks are healthy. Sometimes you have to be away from someone to realize how much you want them in your life.
Yeah.
Sometimes like we don't appreciate things until they're gone. So we'll sit there and think that, oh, I'm not that happy with this person or this situation right now. Maybe I need to distance myself for a little bit and like I want them to go and do their own thing for a little bit too, so then we can realize that what we're missing was like right here the whole time.
Yeah.
And like I will appreciate that much more with some space, because sometimes it does get smothering. It does get it
does.
You know, it gets a little too much. And I think breaks are healthy. I think spending time with your friends, like you living your own life and me living my own life, is super important for a relationship as well. Like I need the times like with my boys. Like, you know, like on a Sunday, like I want to chill with my boys and drink and eat wings and watch football. Like that's what I want to do. And that's going to make me better for you Monday through Saturday, because like I get that break. But if I'm every Sunday, I'm doing something that you want to do because you don't like football, and now I'm like resenting you because you're taking away from my happiness, and I want to do the same for you. If you want to go out with the girls on a Thursday night or Taco Tuesday and whatever, I'm not going to be the insecure guy that's like, no, you're not going out without me, whatever. No, have fun. You need that.
Exactly.
You need to be able to live your own life. We can't live the same exact life. Like I need to bring 100% of me, you need to bring 100% of you, and that's how a healthy relationship happens. But people want to just like obsessively you know, control that person and tell them how to live their life, and you do that for 2, 3, 4 years, you're gonna resent that person. That relationship will never work.
And what are you doing if your boys don't like your girl?
I just went through that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jake.
No way.
He had every reason not to like her, though.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was
And
bad.
were you just like, I don't care what you say? Or were you like receptive
hiding
to what
it,
he was saying?
almost. It was like I just would stop talking to him about it, because I knew he was going to tell me what I needed to hear, but I didn't want to hear it.
Damn.
You know, I didn't want to hear it because like I was being stupid. You know, I was staying in something that I shouldn't have stayed in. And then, you know, I would tell my best friend about what's going on, and he would give me the truth, and I didn't want to hear that shit because I really liked her. And he saw it from an outside perspective that he doesn't know her like I know her. He's just viewing it for the facts of like what the situation, the reality of what it really is.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see it. Like I was blind to it. So I just stopped telling him. I was like hiding my relationship from my best friend because I was being weak, you know? He's just looking out for me. He's trying to protect his boy.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for, you know, I'm sure you've had it like with your girls that's talking to a guy, like you can see it right away. Like that's not the guy for you. Like you shouldn't be doing that. And I don't think for me, it will never work because my boys will always be a part of my life. So if my boys really don't like my girl and she gave them a reason to not like her,
you're going to choose your boys.
I might have to choose my boys because I want to hang out with I want my girl to watch football with me on Sunday with my boys. I want to go out with my boys and have my girl there too. Like I want my girl to be like on those days, like part of the boys.
Yeah.
You know, like we can, cause like I need my girl to be my friend too. We're not always just lovers. Like I need you to be my friend too. But that's why I also think it's very important that if the situation is not that serious, do not tell your friends and your family about what's going on in your relationship because they're never going to forgive them like you can forgive them, and they're going to judge them way harder than you judge them.
They're going to tally everything up and then come with the list and show you this is everything that they did to you and you're still with them.
Yes. Because they don't know that person like you know them, and they're not as accepting to your partner as you are.
There's no emotional connection to them. They just see everything for the facts.
Yes. And yeah, they look at it from the reality standpoint. So I think you need to be very selective of what you tell your family and friends about your partner, because that can affect the relationship. It can affect the relationship like so strongly that the relationship will not work.
Yeah.
Because now you can't bring them to friend gatherings. You can't bring them to family events or holidays because your family's like you're still with them.
It's awkward
after they did this to you. So if the situation isn't that serious, like you just keep it to yourself and like move on.
Yeah.
And that's why I think like a private relationship is usually the healthiest relationship. because once your shit's aired out and people
Oh
know
my
your
God.
shit, it's poison to a relationship.
How do you feel about posting a relationship on social media?
I've done it, and I'm not opposed to it. I don't love it. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Now, do I really want to do it? No, because it doesn't help. It's not for other people to see. I don't care what other people think anymore. I used to, but I also used to do it because like I was proud of the girl that I was with.
Yeah.
I wanted to show her off, like I was cool, like it made me feel better, made me feel cool. Like, oh, look at, like, this is my girl. Like, she's beautiful, like this is who I'm with.
Yeah.
But that's all just an ego thing. What? So I can get like a few likes on a story?
Yeah. Who cares?
Or like on a post? Who cares? Because guess what? There's a bunch of guys that follow you that don't give a fuck about you, right? And now they're going to, one, start hating on you, or how the fuck did he get this girl, right? Or two, they're going to try to slide on your girl.
Exactly.
They're going to try to hit her up. Or vice versa, Girls are very spiteful. So a girl that don't like you, she might hit up a guy, hit up your man if you posted him. And call it what it is, but like guys, I think, are a lot more susceptible to cheating in that scenario than a woman. So like if a guy gets a random DM from a girl, right? He might do that shit. Call it what it is. Like, guys cheat. Guys cheat. I'm not saying me, but
do you think all guys cheat?
I don't think all guys cheat. No, but I just know enough that do. And like that's how it happens, because the men don't think emotionally when it comes to that. It's straight physical.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot harder for a girl that's in love with a guy to cheat on. She's not going to cheat on him. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really don't think so. But like a guy that is in love with a girl, like he could cheat on his girl and it means nothing to him. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying like how men think. We're very tribal. We're very like instinctive. Like it's straight physical. There's no emotional. I think when a girl cheats, a lot of it's more emotional. She's either emotionally checked out of the relationship 3 months prior, but she's still with the guy, so she's ready to move on, or she had a thing for that guy and like there's some type of emotional attachment connection to that. Yeah. So I think it's So to avoid all of that, like don't post.
Just don't post your
don't post.
relationships.
Yeah, to deal. And I'm not saying like posting leads to cheating, but that those are scenarios that it happens. Yeah. You watch podcasts a lot?
I just started, like, ever since I started this podcast, I've been like watching like Call Her Daddy and like the Canceled podcast just for like inspiration. Mm-hmm. But before I started this, I was like, podcasts are like for old people. Yeah. I'm like, who the fuck watches a podcast?
Yeah, it's literally all I watch. Like, I don't watch Netflix anymore. I just watch podcasts.
Yeah, I watch podcasts now too.
And do you watch podcasts straight through?
Depends on who it is, or depends on the topic.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the cool thing about the podcast, where like, yeah, the episode might be an hour and 45 minutes, but like now I know, like every time like I'm eating my lunch, I can just throw that on and I'll just pick up where I left off. But I'm not clicking on a random
podcast and watching the whole thing.
Right.
It's going to be somebody that I watch on the regular, Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, I just watched like, there was like an hour and 50-minute podcast with Chris Williamson and Hamza. And I like both of them. And it took me 4 days to watch the whole thing. I watched like 30 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here. But I think that's how you watch it. Yeah. There's times where if you're on a long drive, you could throw on the pod, for an hour and a half, whatever. You're on a train ride. Maybe I don't listen to podcasts at the gym. I need music. But yeah, I think that's like the better way to listen to a pod. So you don't get like so like, I don't know, like overwhelmed by, it's 2 hours. Like I can't watch this. So you don't watch it. But it's like there's so much shit in there that like you can gain from, and it will be insightful. But just watch it in periods, like break it up. And that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
You saw Mike. Mm-hmm. How did that go?
So I
Do
said,
you guys know each other?
I mean, now. Like, so I said earlier, Mod's son.
But he knows Jake.
No, neither of us. Like, we don't really know him. Like we were fans, and then we became like part of like his like little like team in that aspect, and like we have a bunch of aspects that I've like done work for him and stuff like that. Oh my God,
how did that happen?
So I told you like how I started the pod, Mod, Son, and Mike. Mm-hmm. That was the first pod I ever watched. Like I literally have YNK tatted right here.
No way.
Yeah, you never know. Like,
my ex is obsessed with him and has the tattoos too.
Yeah, I have YNK. I have the keep going shit right
like a
here.
cult. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, he has the. I would say him and Nelk have two of the most like cultish followings, where it's like, and Mike's an independent with no celebrity back end, whatever. It's like, it's crazy how much of a cultish following he has.
It's crazy.
But it's who he is, you know, like he earned that right to have those people. But I think, so basically what happened, that started the pod. Then I had Kilmer on. Do you know John Kilmer? Mm-mm. So he's like Mike's right-hand man. He's his videographer. He helps produce the pod. He'll do the podcast with him. He's socials, everything. Kilmer's like his like Swiss Army knife. Mm-hmm. So I had Kilmer on episode 14 on like a Zoom call.
No way.
Yeah, on like a Zoom call.
That's cool.
And so that happened. Then he had his first show in New York for the Highs album at Webster Hall. Kilmer hit us up. Yo, do you guys want to film this? I said, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
So me and Jake filmed it. We got to meet Mike backstage after, took a picture, chopped it up with him. So that was a very cool moment. Then probably six months later, Kilmer hits us up and he's like, yo, who runs your TikTok? And I was like, I do. And he was like, do you want to run Mike's? And I was like, yeah. And
no way.
He was like, all right. He's like, let's get on a call. I'll give you all of our Dropbox information. He goes, you do your thing. I'm not going to fucking oversee you. He goes, I trust you. Post whatever you want. You have all the content right here. And here's podcasts that you can go and make your own clips for and post it for him as well. So I was like, perfect. And he was like, yeah, we'll give you $2,000 a month just to post on TikTok.
Wow.
So I was like, bro, my favorite artist, the reason starting the pod. It was like the coolest shit ever for me. So I ran his TikTok for like two or 3 months. And I made podcast clips for him. He posted on his personal Instagram that went viral. Like John would hit me up like, yo, Mike loves the clips. Like, keep doing your thing. I think I went like over 10K views. I think like 75 or 80 times for him. You know, so like I did well. Like I posted at the right times. I posted like good clips, you know, the right sounds, right hashtags, because there's all a little science to it. The clip has to be good. That's the formula. Clip has to be really good. But then there is little like hashtag sounds, knowing when to start and finish a clip that help the clip, you know, that help push it. And so that was that. And then, there's been times like I'll like DM him, like he'll answer, like little shit, you know.
Wow.
And then for this one, they hit us up to film, and this was his big show. Like
I saw
3,500 people, Pier 17 in Manhattan. And it was dope. Aaron Rodgers was there. Marcus Stroman was there. Lala was there backstage.
Oh, wow.
So we're with them. And he dapped me up like, bro, I remember you guys from the last time. I was like, you know, I ran your TikTok, right? And he was like, no, I know. He was like, y'all boys be getting deep. He was like, y'all be speaking from the heart. I was like, when you coming on? He's like, I'll come on, you know, whatever.
Aww.
And then, we took a picture with him. We filmed it. And just very cool moment, just very full circle moment.
Yeah,
so yeah,
that is a full circle moment.
Yeah, that's how we got in with Mike.
Wow, you have to get him on.
Yeah, that's my dream guest, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like that, like when people say, like, if you have to pick one person to have on your pod, who would you have? And it would be Mike.
Wow.
And like most people don't even know him because he's an independent artist, you know, he's very niche. Yeah. And but for me, that is the guy that I would love. One, because like I think he's very smart and I think he speaks the same language that Jake and I speak. Mm-hmm. And we're very similar. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we like to drink, go out, we like women, we like to have fun, whatever, but we're also, there's a side of us that is spiritual. We treat women with respect. We like creative shit, you know, we are tapped in mentally, you know, so like there's a lot of similarities. So I would love to just have that conversation with him because he was the reason the podcast started.
Exactly.
And it's crazy because October 22nd, we're having Modson on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Modson DM'd us and was like, yo, good shit with Gash. We just dropped the Gashy episode.
Yeah, I saw.
And he was like, good shit. And I was like, yo, bro, I told him, I'm like, yo, bro, you're the reason the pod started with Mike. And he was like, I was like, yo, we're coming to LA at the end of the month. But then I saw he's on tour and I'm like, fuck. And he was like, yo, check out my tour dates, whatever city I'm in close to you, let's run it. And I'm like, and I look, he's in New York, October 23rd.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, let's do it October 22nd. He was like, let's get it.
Oh my God,
so that's
amazing. You guys are going to blow up so much.
I hope so. You know, I mean, not I hope so. I know we will. I'm just ready for it to happen. Yeah. You know, I'm ready for it to happen. I'm ready to have that big breakthrough moment. Because like a Modson is great, right? A Mike is great. But like you need, like with the podcast game right now of how saturated it is, it is
so saturated.
A like heavy hitter to like put you on the map. You know, like you need an Andrew Tate.
Do you reach out to like influencers?
Everyone.
And stuff?
We've ran out of people to hit up.
Really?
I've sent fucking, I don't know, 20,000 messages, emails, manager emails. Like,
Oh
this
my
shit
God.
is nonstop. Like, it's nonstop.
Yeah.
It's all day, every day. So, but yeah, but we're just waiting for that breakthrough moment, that big
Yeah.
guest, you know?
Try like A Boogie or something. Try like those artists.
I was just with Bobby Shmurda the other night.
I saw that.
That was pretty cool. He's funny.
He is.
Yeah, he's funny. He's funny. That was for like one of my clients' podcasts. So like I run other people's podcasts
The VIP
too.
list?
Yeah.
You work with them?
Yeah, so
That's
I do their
cool.
shit. And Bobby Shmurda is their first guest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they haven't even launched yet.
They
but
do like a food blog, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're cool. But yeah, that was just a cool moment. Cool moment. Fucking being in the room with Bobby Shmurda. Like smoked with Bobby. Gave him like my beanies, the logo.
I know,
and
I
shit.
saw.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
It's funny.
That was cute.
But
So you have your social media experience just from doing this?
yeah.
Like you didn't research like the algorithm and stuff like that?
No.
Wow.
Testing. Trial and tribulation.
And now you're just a social media manager, technically.
Yeah, I think,
That's cool.
like, humbly speaking, I think like I'm one of the best at making clips, of just knowing how to.
you make all of them, right?
Yes, just know. Like in the last 2 years, I did 250 million views from clips that I created.
You make John's too?
Yes. So it's like most of them. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes he'll go in, like I'll send him like an 8-minute segment of the episode, and he'll go and chop if it's more
Okay.
personal to him, like, you know, like
Yeah.
that he wants for his brand. But like a lot of them, yeah, I do make. But I don't know. It just took me a while, but like I've made probably 20,000 podcast clips to this point. You know, like I make 25 to 40 per episode, and not all of them are the best. But I just understood that volume was so crucial of just like getting them out there,
Yeah.
because you never know what's gonna hit.
I feel like it doesn't matter what it is at this point,
Yeah,
as
it
long as
doesn't.
you're just posting.
Exactly.
Because people are going to see you and be like, oh, who's this?
Exactly. And that's what, and that's really what I did. But yeah, I really do think like just knowing how to start and finish a clip, and taking out the pauses and leaving
Yep.
pauses, right? Like people don't even, because I get hit up every single day. I'll have 50 emails from, I'll be your editor. I'll be your podcast editor. I'll be your podcast editor. I'll
Really?
make clips. Yeah, every day. You know, but they want me to pay.
They never do it how you want it, though.
No, they suck because they use AI, and like
Yeah.
I get like they're from a different country, and they're just
Yes,
trying. And
yes.
like, it's like, so I'll be like, send me a free sample, and then they send me a sample, and I'm like, you just changed the text.
It's the same thing that we're doing.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not like you didn't even start it right. Like you didn't
Yeah,
even like
no.
that wasn't even a good hook. Why would I pay you? You know, and there's times like I'll like literally be like, why would I pay for this? You
Yeah,
know, like
no.
why are you hitting me up? You're telling me you can guarantee me 50 million views. Then I'm like, okay, well show me someone you did 50 million views for.
Yeah.
You know, and then no answer. So it's like, stop doing that, you know?
I know.
And I'm not the best editor with fucking pop-ups on the screen and sound effects, but I think that's
mean, you
distracting.
can learn it.
Yeah, but I think that's distracting for a podcast clip, and I think people do that because their clip is not that interesting.
You're
so they
right.
have to do something to keep people's attention.
You're right.
You know, when you look at any single one of our clips, scroll down our TikTok. Is there any?
I've seen a million.
Is there any pop-up? No, it's just
No,
a guy talking
it
with
is.
a fucking song that fits the vibe
And
of
the
the
caption.
song, and just clean captions.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was saying. Like, the clip is the most important.
Yeah.
Jake has a clip that has 3 million views. He's out of focus. We shot the entire episode out of focus.
Which one was it?
The orange juice clip.
I think I've seen
He
that.
was like,
I've seen a million of
he was
clips.
like, if you take an orange and squeeze it.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, that one. But we had the autofocus not on, and
Oh.
this was in focus, but he was out of focus.
I feel like people don't care. Like you see like the zoom up like of the people talking.
Yeah.
Like they don't give a fuck. They just want to hear something that makes sense to them.
Exactly. That's literally all that matters. So, yeah, I think So I literally I learned the social media shit from that, and then like I'll like manage TikToks now. I'll make clips.
That's really cool.
I
Do you do that
produce-
full time?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. So that's like videography, podcast production. That's what I do. Like the podcast is making money, but it's not it's not enough to live off of. So like I do that on the
Right.
side, but I'd rather do that than like work a regular job. Like I'm literally
Exactly.
doing podcasts. I'm doing what I do anyway.
Exactly.
So it's pretty cool to do that. And now everyone wants a podcast.
yeah.
So you have to, and then they've already seen like what we've done. So they're like, oh, like I know them. I'm going to go with them. So like me and Jake like started the business of it. Yeah, so it was really cool. It's just like a podcast consulting offer that we offer people, and we literally give them our blueprint.
Yeah.
Everything. TikTok, Instagram. I have a thumbnail guy. Thumbnails is where you can pay people.
Yeah. I mean, I do my own thumbnails. They're not the best, but
well, if you want the guy, I'll give you the guy. He's cheap too.
Really?
Yeah.
You use people from like other countries.
Yeah, he's from Morocco.
Yeah.
His name's Ayub. He's a really good
cool.
guy. Call him brother. Like,
why don't you guys start doing live shows? I think that would be so fucking cool.
We literally just said that, so now
really?
that's a sign. See, I look at signs. That's a sign that we were going to do that.
You should do that.
I need someone that understands the operations behind it.
Like what? Like booking venues?
Well, you mean like at a venue live show? Oh, I'm not, no. I don't know how many people will show up to that. I don't know if we're there yet. I would love to do that in the future.
You guys have a big fan base, no? On TikTok?
Yeah, for sure. But like, it's TikTok though. That's why, like, I don't even care about the TikTok shit.
Yeah, but you're in New York, though. You know how people from New York probably watch you?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't think we even know. I don't think we really understand how people view us. It's hard to have that perspective. Like, yeah. But I'm more so just meant just live streaming.
What about
podcasts.
Like a small theater?
Maybe.
Like St. George Theater or something.
I would love to do stuff like that, but I just don't. Cool. I really don't know if we're there yet. That goes back to that, like like you think like it is, but like it's not. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's not there yet. Like just because someone watches you on TikTok doesn't mean like they'll go and buy a ticket or buy a hoodie. Yeah. You know, that doesn't. It's hard to get people to spend money, and especially to go out of their way. Like, yeah, I think if we had a live show, would 50 people show up? Maybe 100? Yeah, I think so. And I think that would be really cool.
That's enough.
No, it's certainly enough. But I think we need to start the live with just here. Like, we're just streaming on Twitch or Kick right now. Or we're going YouTube live. I think that would be very cool. And then have the chat on the phone right here.
You think people would come on?
Yeah. I think that's the play. I think that's a very good play of doing that, of like building a Twitch following, building that.
Yeah.
Just live streaming episodes, because people can interact with you in the moment. So now I could be like, yo, chat, what should we talk about? I'm reading the chat.
But it's hard to build a following on that, no?
For sure.
On Twitch?
No, it's certainly hard. But if you have a following, maybe people will go to there.
Maybe.
And now we start promoting it on our Instagrams. Yo, guys, we're going live today if you want to join the chat. Now that's how you do that. People that started Twitch from nothing with no social media following, that's fucking really hard. But I think if you have a following already and then you bring them, Jake has 200,000 followers.
True.
If Jake put a Twitch live stream, I don't know, I think 300 people would click on it out of 200K.
Yeah.
If you have 300 people in a live sending you fucking questions and messages, think about like the content that you can grab from that.
True.
So I think that's what we want to do. So we're learning how to we need to figure out how to do that. Like what chords we need, what software we need, stuff like that. But we're about to lose our studio, so it sucks.
Jake's?
Yeah.
Why?
His parents are moving.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, his parents are moving, so like we're kind of fucked.
Damn.
Yeah, it's sad because like that literally built us. That was.
Does Jake live there?
Yeah, but he kind of lives with his girl.
Oh.
Yeah, he kind of lives with his girl for the most part. I mean, that's his house. Like his stuff is there, our equipment is there, but like he mostly stays with his girl.
Oh my God. So what are you guys going to do?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, rent a studio somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. John even proposed, we could do it at the warehouse sometimes, like if we had to.
That would be cool with like all the at-war stuff.
Yeah, it would be cool. Maybe we do one there. But yeah, no, we got to figure it out. So we have like a limited amount of time. But it's going to be sad, like the last episode.
Yeah.
So we're going to do one with me, Jake, and John. And then me and Jake are just going to have to do the final one because like how it started.
That is so sad.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, we said like once we like really make it, like we're going to recreate that studio.
That's cute.
Like when we get like our own spot, like we'll have like because I really want to build out like a media network type thing. Like a podcast network, like the Journey Network, and then other podcasts fall under it,
That's cool.
Like a Barstool.
Sign me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish Barstool would sign me, bro.
Why don't you reach out to any of them? Have you tried? Like
Who?
Brianna Chicken Fry.
I should, right?
I mean, why not?
I mean, I reach out to like smaller people. Like, Caitlin Reagan.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. I would just DM and email everyone.
1 million people,
Everyone.
Right?
You never know who's going to answer.
It's hard. I had a co-host.
Yeah, what happened?
You want to know what happened?
Yeah.
She got married behind my back and moved to Hawaii.
So you guys not friends anymore because of that?
She blocked me on everything.
Really? The girl that was on with John?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
That's so
Isn't
weird.
that crazy?
So she just didn't tell you, blocked you, got married, moved to Hawaii, never heard from her again.
Basically. So she was dating someone in the military, and it was long distance, obviously, because it's the military. They only met like 4 or 5 times. Only spoke on Sundays because that's just how the military works.
Yeah.
And then she told me we're going to get married. But like, I'm just thinking like, you know, down the line getting married. I'm not thinking like they're fucking planning some shit now. So she's like, oh, you're going to be my maid of honor. Like, you're going to help plan the proposal and this and that. So I'm like, cool. When the time comes, like, I'm all for it, right? So he comes home to visit, and I get a text from her, and she's like, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, what? And she's like, me and just got married. Like, dead ass just got married, like, at the fucking courthouse. And I'm
Pretty
like,
weird.
And I'm like, okay, so you didn't want to tell me before this all happened? Like, what?
And then that was it.
Yeah, and now she's deployed with him in Hawaii. She moved there.
Fuck.
Call me Alex Cooper, I guess. I'll be my own fucking
Yeah.
host or whatever. But
Yeah,
it was weird.
That's so weird. That's
so weird. So weird. She was like,
and
well,
how close were you with her? Like, you guys were friends before the podcast?
since middle school.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But she's just very emotionally unstable.
Yeah.
And she comes from like a broken home. So I feel like that she saw it as like her way out. Like, she saw him as like her fucking knight in shining armor that came to save her. And like, she just went for it, you know? Which doesn't really make it right. But I mean,
no, it doesn't make it right. But that's what, like, I don't know, like what we talked about earlier, just the honesty. Like, should have just told you, like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to do the podcast anymore. I'm moving to Hawaii. I'm planning on getting married. Whatever.
it was nothing like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
So weird.
Yeah, I lost my best friend. Not similar situation, kinda. He was my best friend, like, ever, like since we were 3. And I was supposed to, like, he was going to be the best man at my wedding. You know, I was going to be the best man at his wedding. Like, that was my brother. And during, like, COVID, he got a girl. I was doing security. No, this was before COVID. This was probably, like, 2019. I got, like, a security job at ShopRite. He was security. So we would, like, be there with the computers, seeing if people are stealing and shit, and then tackle them in the fucking parking lot. It was pretty funny. And so he met some girl there, and then they started dating. And when they started dating, he cut me off completely.
Wow.
Very weird. Yeah, he was like, it was like his first, like, girlfriend.
Was there a reason?
No, it was like his first girlfriend, and like I guess he didn't know how to handle like friendship and girlfriend.
I guess.
So he just like spent 24/7 with her.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was that to me that was whack. That was corny.
Yeah.
And then she breaks up with him like 2 years later. He comes back, yo, I'm sorry, bro. I love you. You're my best friend. Blah 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 blah. So I take him back. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, bro, we're good. You know, don't even worry about it. I get it. So then I'm doing a sports podcast at the time as well. So I'm doing like I'm talking football, talking basketball. And he was like, bro, like, I have nothing going on right now. Like, I would love, because he can talk sports too. And he was like, yo, I'd love to join y'all. I had 2 other co-hosts, and like, they're cool, but like, they just know each other. They went to high school together.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, all right, now I got to like vouch for you, because like, I would like to have you on the show. So now I'm talking to them. I'm like, bro, let's bring him on. I think he'll add to the show, whatever. And they're like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. So me and him, we do 1 episode with all of us, and then we do 1 episode just me and him, because they couldn't come that night, and we're like, fuck it, like let's do it. Like there's like a lot of shit going on in the NFL right now. And a girl we went to high school with, I posted the thumbnail of it. She swipes up on my story, and she's like, Chaz, I said Chaz handsome, and I was like, hit him up, like whatever. And I never talked to him again after that.
What?
They started talking.
No.
They started talking, and yeah, he completely like cut me off.
Again?
Yeah. With this girl that saw him from my story.
No
and
way.
like I never spoke to him again. I saw him one time at the barber shop, like in the last 3 years, and he came up to me, and I saw him getting a haircut.
That's
and I just didn't say anything. And I was
insane.
like, he's like, yeah, he's like, you're getting brolic. I was like, I didn't say anything. I went like this. And then like our hand, like
Are they
we would
still
just
dating?
Yeah. They live in Houston. They moved,
Oh
yeah,
my
to Houston,
God.
yeah. But yeah, I never spoke to him ever again.
I hate that.
Yeah, it was fucked up. Yeah, it was crazy. But that's why, yeah, that best friend shit is weird. People you grew up with, like.
That's why you're lucky with Jake, because Jake actually takes your shit seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And he's dedicated, and he's not just like a leech that like leeches onto your shit.
No, not at all.
So you're lucky with that.
Yeah, no, we're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're solid. You know, people ask me like, you ever worry about like you guys falling out, whatever? And I'm like, nah.
That's good.
Because I know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, who knows? Because I didn't think that that dude would do that either. But
Hopefully
we were also
not.
a little younger, and we weren't in business together. You know,
exactly.
At the end of the day, this is our business, this is our livelihood, and we both know that we need each other to live the life that we want to live. So I don't see that happening ever. You know, like it's a good. We have a very good relationship when it comes to this, and like money is never a thing. You know, like money's not even a thought. So
That's
it's
good.
like, yeah, we're gonna be fine.
I love that. Good for you guys.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I mean, we touched on a lot.
We did.
Yeah, we got a lot. There's a lot of clips in here.
We got
a lot
of
content. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was awesome.
That was good. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for
I've
having
been
me.
wanting you to come on, and Jake is next. I emailed Jake. He said that he would do it, but he's probably mad busy, right? What does he got going on?
No, I just told you he's just very like inconsiderate and selfish and does his own thing. So
is he nice?
Yeah, Jake's the best.
Is he like conceited?
No. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. He's super.
What's his sign? When's his birthday?
28. He's Taurus.
Oh, I like Taurus though.
Yeah.
Taurus
No, Jake
cool.
is very. Jake has a huge ego, but he's like he's the best. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you would have a crazy conversation with him. Yeah, no, he's not conceited. Yeah, he could come off like that because he like has like the pretty boy look and stuff like that. But no,
do you think that's why he got all his followers?
I think that helped. I think because he's like a good-looking Italian guy, always like had the the fucking beard shaped up and the haircut. You know, I think that helps the algorithm. I think Instagram, if you look on Instagram, like they promote attractive people. They do.
Instagram's weird.
No, Instagram's very weird. But what's crazy about him? I'll finish there. But like he deleted the app, so he deleted Instagram at he had like 6,000 followers at the time. And he did a 30-day social media detox. So he deleted Instagram completely off of his phone, didn't check social media once for 30 days. At like day 26, I just checked his Instagram, and I'm like, bro, you're at 27,000 followers right now.
What?
And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, bro, you're at 27,000 followers right now on your personal Instagram. He's like, what hit? The last reel he posted before he deleted the app fucking hit the algorithm like 2 weeks later.
What?
And it blew up. So that started his Instagram like getting hot. So once he came back to social media, every fucking reel he posted would just like 2x the last one.
I need to delete my Instagram, y'all.
But isn't that crazy?
That
like
is
a social media
wild.
detox made him grow on social media.
Do you think it's because they wanted him to go back on the app?
I don't know.
That's crazy. That's definitely why.
That would be like some sick like plot shit that Instagram
That's
like
definitely
saw potential in
why.
him, and he was like, nah, fuck this, I'm not doing Instagram anymore. And then they were like, all right, we'll give you a reason to come back.
Literally. That is insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We need to get Jake on here.
Yeah, no, I'll get him on. Yeah, I'll tell him.
As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, listen on Spotify, rate us 5 stars. I noticed that you guys say that too.
In the beginning.
Rate us 5 stars.
Yeah, in the beginning.
I was like, wait, did they copy me? Nah.
Yeah, no. Give us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple,
Yup.
Amazon, wherever you get your podcast from. Yeah.
Yep. And make sure to follow the Journey podcast. They're amazing. I'm going to link everything down below. Shop the merch, of course. Shop at War as well.
Yes.
And at War. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.